When I started my investments, before I took a decision in which place I should invest, I actually took a look into different spots you could invest essentially. So I look onto United States, which is the most popular. I looked as well in Europe, in some countries in Europe, and I also look into Portugal by curiosity, just to see how the markets were moving. And what I can tell you is essentially United States it's by far the space in which companies move the most in terms of market movement overall, either to go up or down. But the upside potential is essentially the biggest spot is in there as well. So the other places in which you can invest, you don't see the same volatility, so the prices don't change as much. In one side, if someone could eventually struggle with that, it's better to invest in other place eventually if you prefer to have a more stable place to go for. But what I can tell essentially is that the upside tends to offset the downside throughout the long period of time. So as long as you invest and you have a long time frame in terms of horizon, you should be fine and you will earn money over time. And actually, the places in which the stocks move less, sometimes you may have years in which you all almost have the same prices. So in case in United States, it's tougher for that to happen because usually the bull market that comes, the last bull market tends to exceed the past one in terms of how much the stocks move higher, as long as the companies develop themselves in a good way throughout time. They tend to just get record highs in terms of prices over time. So I would say comparing the places in which you can invest, essentially United States it's better because it's the best spot. It's the spot in which more money moves to the markets. At the same time, you have something that is very good for you as well, which is you have a lot of regulations in there, and those regulations essentially restrict companies to operate in less good ways for the investors. And at the same time, the investors are more protected because there's a bunch of laws they have to follow. And if they don't go through the right laws, they may have trouble. And there's a lot of firms that are just qualified to operate under this type of operations in which companies have to just follow the rules. So you have a good environment with a good system overall in order for you to secure yourself and your money in the long term, comparing the place